Hello there, and welcome to episode 9 of the Holocron-Cast. Here with me today, as always, the Sith Holocron, Dan. How you doing, Dan?
And I am the Rise of Dan.
The Rise of Dan.
Actually, the last one I can do that for.
And of course, it's me, your co-host as regular, the Jedi Holocron, Tyler. Hello.
The tie awakens.
The tie awakens. I have awoken for this episode.
Awoke.
I think this is the most I've been awake today. I've only been up for 3 hours, but...
By far the most you've been awake all day today.
Yeet. So, Dan, today we are talking about A New Hope, also known as Star Wars.
1.
The original.
Yeah.
Subtitle not included.
Yeah, back when it was just Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I see a Reddit post asking people about, like, how they rank their Star Wars movie, a lot of people will always just put Star Wars for one of them. Because it'll be like, I refuse to call it A New Hope. Those are like the purest people that are like, 4 and 5, everything else is trash.
And that's when you reply to them, okay, boomer.
Okay, fuck. That is true.
But yeah, we are on episode 9 of the podcast. This is our 6th movie. We have 4 more left.
Yes.
And I know if you watch the Mandalorian review, we said we might not get to them. We're going to try. It might backfire.
We might not make it, but
Rebellions are built on hope.
we're damn well going to try.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be coming out a bit quicker until Rise of Skywalker, obviously. Just because there's not as much time. I can't put them up once a week
Yeah.
until Rise of Skywalker, so they'll be up a little bit more frequently as well.
So that's good for you.
More content.
Yes. I'm still sick. I'm
Yeah.
getting better, though.
Although, yeah, you're getting better.
And, yeah.
I'm still ill.
You're always ill.
I'm always ill.
But yeah.
McClunky.
So, Dan. You ready to talk about A New Hope?
Yeah.
So, Dan, as we always start out these podcasts, what is your first memory of watching this film?
I'm sure that this is the first one I actually saw, because obviously my dad was a Star Wars fan back when it first came out. I'm sure this is the first one I saw. I obviously don't remember it. I think the first one I can vaguely remember seeing is, I want to say I remember seeing Empire when I was really young, but I do not remember the first time I watched this movie. It's a primordial thing. It's just always been there.
Yeah.
What about you?
The first time I watched this movie in full, from start to finish, as a cognizant human, was a month before Force Awakens came out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I do remember that story.
I had seen bits and pieces of it, like, at holiday parties, at, like, things with my family, and, like, on TV and stuff. Because I, like, remember being at a party for a Christmas or Thanksgiving and just seeing Yoda on the screen on Dagobah, but that's Empire.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing bits and pieces of all of them. Because when my uncle died, we got his, like, VHSs of the original trilogy, and I never watched them. I was just like, in between that period when Star Wars wasn't really, like, in the zeitgeist.
In the zeitgeist.
And it's like, my parents were like, okay, they're too old for Star Wars. Let's just stop buying them Star Wars stuff. Because that's how my parents are.
That's fair. That always sounds so weird to me whenever anybody's, like, when people didn't start with the original trilogy.
Yeah.
That always sounds weird to me.
No, I think that's why I like the sequels as much as I do.
Because you didn't start with the originals?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're also not a boomer.
I'm not a boomer. But I am okay, though.
Are you, though?
No, I'm not, actually.
We're never okay.
Except when it's this time of the year. We are 3 weeks away from Rise of Skywalker.
Yay! On a good streak so far. Let's hope we go 3 for 3 this year.
Well, I think we will go 3 for 3, but I don't think the fandom will agree on 3 for 3.
I think the fandom will agree on 2 for 3.
As a whole, right now, as a fandom, I think we're all saying we're 2 for 2.
Yes.
The Mandalorian could fuck up in the end, but
as of right now,
2 for 2.
2 for 2.
Do you think we could get away with just putting Mandalorian spoilers incoming? Do you think we could just get away with putting Baby Yoda as every thumbnail? Get the clicks.
That's kind of clickbaity.
Yeah.
I only want to do it for videos where we're actually talking about the Mandalorian. Like every Mandalorian review, I'm putting a picture of Baby Yoda as the thumbnail, obviously. Right. But for for this, I don't. It's a little weird.
I've been seeing a lot of good Baby Yoda memes.
There are a lot of good Baby Yoda memes.
Like, I like the one where he's like driving by.
I'll put an image.
Mandalorian.
I'll put an image of if I remember. I'll put an image of Baby Yoda up on screen right now.
I forgot to start my
timer.
So
rip.
So it's your job to remember anytime I mention Ray. So you can throw the photo in.
I will let you know I will not remember all of them.
Yeah?
It's around like 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay, I'll write that down later.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dan, what are your thoughts on Star Wars: A New Hope? Do you like the movie? Do you hate the movie? Do you have strong opinions either way about the movie? Just how do you feel? We just rewatched it, of course, as we always do. Well, how many times have you watched it at this point?
As with 1 through 6 as a whole, I've seen them more times than I can count.
Okay.
A New Hope is probably one of the ones I've seen the least out of 1 through 6, just because it was never the one I would pick to watch. Because obviously my parents, whenever me and my dad would watch them, my dad would always say, well, which one do you want to watch? And I would always pick 3 or 5, occasionally 6.
Occasionally the Ewok special.
Yeah. But I never usually picked A New Hope.
Yeah.
I never particularly gravitated towards A New Hope that much. It's not that I don't like it. I like the movie a lot. It's just, it's definitely not close to my favorite. As blasphemous as that may sound.
Blasphemy!
What about you? Do you have any particularly powerful opinions of this piece of cinema?
This would only be like my 3rd or 4th time watching this in full. I can maybe get an extra time in there if it counts. Because one of the last times we watched it, we played the VHS along with the original.
We did.
And so we were watching it twice.
I think that was the best experience of watching it, honestly.
Just to see how far they got off track. In like 20 minutes, it was off the rails.
It was like a full 2 minutes off. Well, because this is the one that Lucas fucked with the most.
Yeah. And we watched recently the Disney Plus version, because 1, it's easier than putting a DVD in my PS4, and 2, it's in 4K on Disney Plus.
And 3, McClunky.
McClunky, baby.
McClunky! If you don't know what McClunky is,
we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it.
But, yeah. I have no strong opinions either way in this movie. To me, I enjoy it. I will never... This is probably the one I will rewatch the least, along with The Phantom Menace. Mainly because I don't think a lot happens.
It's a lot of introductory.
A lot of introductory stuff, which I like, but, like, this is not one I want to rewatch. Like, I'll rewatch The Phantom Menace. No, I won't rewatch The Phantom Menace. It's always the first one of the trilogy I'm about to rewatch the least. Except The Force Awakens. I just love that one a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. The thing is that, it's necessary because it is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be all introductory, but obviously for people who are in it, and, this wasn't the original one we have the most memories with, just it being raw introduction is kind of, Yeah. It's like, oh, I know all this. Like, it's cool, but I already know all this.
Yeah.
There's not as many, like, big things that make you want to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, because, like, since then, everything has gotten better. This was the first one. Like, lightsaber fights.
It's actually having space battles.
Yeah. Not that this is bad, it's just...
It's a product of its time.
Yeah. Like I said, I enjoy this movie very much.
Yeah, it's a great film. Great cinema.
I think the beginning's a little slow with the R2 stuff and C-3PO. It's very slow.
Yeah. Well, I think generally this movie is kind of slow for a lot of it.
Yeah, I think towards the end it picks up, though, where it starts to get fun once they're all together.
Yeah.
That's when the movie shines, when they're all together, I think. Because I really like the fact that they really don't get along until, like, the very end, after they accomplish their goal. But...
See, that's always been one of the things that I get it, but I also was always like, it always drove me away from this film.
They didn't get along?
It was more like just particularly between Han and Leia, it didn't, to me, it's never felt endearing how, like, mean they are to each other in this one. In 5 and 6, it's more, 5 particularly, it's more endearing, and then by 6, they're basically in love. But in 5, it feels way more like it's more of like a friendly banter. In this one, it just feels more mean and like venomous because they just met and they're already like ripping each other a new one, which is funny.
Yeah,
but
I get that.
It just it feels too like venomous for me.
It doesn't play for me that way as much. I still find it very charming because I just think Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher are insanely charming, and they work well together. But...
yeah, it's charming. I just don't think it makes either of them particularly likable, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
In this one.
To be fair, you don't particularly fall in love with anybody except R2-y.
That's fair.
Even though he's the worst droid.
And then, of course, you have Luke, who's really whiny in this one.
His first line is like the most whiny line he has in the whole movie. I'm about to go to Tosche Station and pick up some power converters. That was very bad. My delivery.
I was going to go to Tosche Now you got me all fucked up. Yeah. I was going to go to Tosche Station to pick up some power converters. He's very whiny in this one. I get, that's his character growth. Because he gets better. By the time we reach Return of the Jedi, he's a Jedi.
Yeah.
So he's more zen. But it doesn't make this one any less annoying. I mean, it's not like... He's not, like, annoying all throughout the movie, at least. It's not like Little Annie or Jar Jar or anything. It's nowhere near that bad.
Oh, no.
He's not even close.
Yeah, he's not even close to that.
But it's a little annoying.
Yeah. It's hard to get on his side right away.
Yeah.
I've never been a big Luke guy anyway.
I like Luke a lot in 6. That's the only one where 6 and 8 are the only two that I really like Luke.
That's fair.
Because 5, he's a bit better. He's not as whiny, but he's really rash.
Was he still on his journey of discovering himself?
Yeah. Much. But by the time 6 comes around,
he's more, he knows who he is. He's ready to do it.
Yeah, I really like him in 6. The first 2.
Yeah, for me, he's constantly he constantly gets better in each one for me.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Every appearance he has, he gets better. Because he's growing as a person, because Uncle Owen.
We usually discuss this off the air before we start, but, the Medal of Bravery for this one, I have no clue who it's going to be.
Well, that'll be fun when we get there,
I haven't really thought about it.
Well, as we're going through it, we'll probably...
I think we'll give it to, the stormtrooper who hits his head on the thing.
He's a hero.
Or Porkins.
Or, Galen Erso.
He kind of deserves it.
This movie wouldn't happen without Galen Erso.
Right.
Even though that's not how time works, but... So. We have this movie divided into 3 segments this time?
Yes. Tatooine.
And Tantive 4.
Yeah, it's one moment.
It's a short segment. And then Tatooine. Then the Death Straw.
And then the Trench Run / Yavin.
Yes. Not as many segments, and not as much to talk about.
Yeah, this will probably be for sure one of our shorter episodes.
For sure.
So, Dan. Oh, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
Yes.
That's how it starts out, doesn't it? I don't know.
Kind of. But kind of at the start.
Yeah.
I do like this is one of the only times we get to see stormtroopers actually get some kills.
In the very beginning when they're...
Yeah, when they shoot up the Tantive 4. Because those are the 501st, so those are like the elite stormtroopers. They're Vader's fist.
I want to know why, once they saw the door coming down, the rebels didn't just start firing.
They were scared. They heard what happened on Scarif. They were scared.
I guess, man.
It was the same ship.
But still, you're just going to wait till he pops up, then start firing? Or till stormtroopers pop up?
Well...
Or it just pops up and it happens to be, Leia or something. Oh, shit.
It's Bail.
Bail.
Bail just walks in.
No,
hey, guys! He brought a pizza.
Back
and
from Alderaan.
And then they shoot him.
That'd be funny.
That'd be tragic.
If he didn't die on Alderaan exploding, he just was bringing a pizza to the guys and he got shot.
Pizza to the Tantive 4.
Pizza and some blue milk.
Yeah, so you have the little shootout, and then Leia gives the recording to R2, the classic recording.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Perfect impression.
I am such good at being a female princess.
You could be the voice actors for Leia in Battlefront.
Am I better than that? Is it bad?
No, I mean you could be though. Is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Nothing against the lady who plays her in Battlefront.
Yes.
The one who sounds bad is Young Han. And it's not that he's a bad actor; it's just that he doesn't sound like Young Han. He just doesn't sound like him.
Right. Yeah, so then R2 and C-3PO get thrown in
The pod. And the whole franchise could have ended right there if the guy was like, yeah, just shoot the escape pod for safety.
Right. It was like, there's no life form, just let it go. Probably a malfunction. I would love to see an alternate universe where that actually happens.
I mean, it's basically just over at that point.
No, they'll find a way. Rebellions are built on hope. We
Well,
learned in the last one.
But old Ben and Luke just never leave Tatooine because they never get word because Leia's executed on the Death Star. Alderaan is destroyed. They don't find the Rebel base for a long time, but it's not like the Rebels have the plans to destroy the Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the plotline of the Empire wins. So really, the greatest hero in all of Star Wars is kind of that Imperial commander who said, just let it go.
Yeah. Just let it go.
Do you think that guy died when Vader realized what was actually on the escape pod?
If not, he died when the Death Star blew up.
Was he on the Death Star?
That's a fair question. I don't think so. I don't know, honestly.
He probably stayed on Vader's Devastator.
Yeah, he's dead no matter what, though.
Yeah, if Vader didn't kill him, he got blown up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real blown up.
And so then they land on Tatooine.
R2 and C-3PO are beefing.
They're beefing pretty hard.
C-3PO go one way, R2 wants to go another way. He's just like...
And I for some reason, I always forget like how mean 3PO is to R2. But in that case, it's very funny.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously there for comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That I just always forget, like, man, he's just ripping him apart. Jesus.
He's like, I'm always following you into bad situations.
Fine, go that way. I don't care.
Even though he doesn't remember all the shit they've been through.
Well, it's been like 19 years since his memory got wiped.
Who? C-3PO?
Yeah. They wiped his memory right at the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
So it's been 19 years. So they've had some wacky adventures under bail.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Only they didn't seem to know Leia, or 3PO didn't know Leia.
Yeah, that's
which
strange.
Is kind of weird. I always assumed 3PO was with her.
I don't know if either of them were with her.
I guess they were always with Bail.
Yeah, maybe they were at the, wherever, like, the Rebel base was, like, when it was on Crate, when it was on Dantooine.
Yeah, I'm sure they were there for those things.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. And then Jawas.
I love me some Jawas.
Jawas are pretty funny.
This is the week of the Jawas for us.
Yeah. We had Mando and now this.
Mm-hmm.
The Jawas, capture them. I like the Sandcrawler.
Sandcrawler's cool, but you can't have treads.
You can't have treads in Star Wars. We've learned that from the most recent trailer that made everyone mad.
Yeah, there's a clip from Rise of Skywalker that came out with, like, jet troopers on the back of, like, sand speeders with treads, and people are like, nope.
Can't have treads. They don't exist in Star Wars.
They don't exist in Star Wars.
The best response ever to that was I saw someone said, you can't have something with treads or wheels in Star Wars, like, because then that would defeat the purpose of walkers. Why else would they have walkers? And then one guy didn't say anything and just posted a link of like a list of vehicles in Star Wars that have treads and wheels.
Yeah, that does a lot.
It's A New Hope, Sandcrawler.
Yeah.
First one. Then you got the Juggernaut and Revenge of the Sith. That was the big boy tank.
You got Grievous's thing, which is literally just a wheel.
And has arms.
Mm-hmm.
Come on!
We're better than this.
That's the how did this happen moment. The people getting pissed about a fucking bike having treads.
Right?
In a fucking sci-fi. Boiled my blood. That really grinds my gears. Okay, I like Sandcrawlers. We have that scene that you said you forgot actually existed, where they're in the Sandcrawler.
Yeah, and all the droids. That's like the most unmemorable scene of all time, you know?
I like it.
I don't think it's bad. It's very forgettable.
I like seeing the scrapyard of all of them.
Yeah.
And then they go and find Uncle Owen. You have all the droids. And you have the great... I think the one of the bits of legend that I like the best is involved with this part. The story of Skippy, the Force-sensitive droid.
You were telling me about this. What's the story of Skippy?
So Skippy... before I start this little tangent...
Let's explain what happens.
Yeah.
Owen and Luke are getting some droids from the Jawas. They choose 3PO and this red droid. His name's Skippy. And as they take it away, Skippy short circuits.
His motivator goes out.
So he's like, hey, what are you trying to sell me? A faulty droid? And they're like, Jawas are like,
what do you mean?
And then
C-3PO is like, why don't you take that one?
Yeah, I've been through times with him, and then they take him, and they're like, okay, but there's a theory of what happened.
No, it's not a theory. It's a short story.
It's a short story.
It's a parody.
Okay.
So I want to get that right out of the way quick.
It's not canon.
It's a parody. It was never written as a serious thing. Even in Legends, it was a parody, because it's meant to be like a satire of how, for some reason, in Legends, literally every character has like a 50-page backstory.
Mm-hmm.
So the little short story was about how Skippy, the Force-sensitive droid, was a Force-sensitive droid. I don't remember exactly how it got on Tatooine, but it was Force. But it was almost a Jedi. And when Luke picked up Skippy and like they were going towards the homestead, Skippy felt a disturbance in the Force, and he was like, R2 has to end up here. I can't be the one to go here. I don't have the plans. So Skippy kills himself. It's the greatest satire of how everyone has to have a 40-page backstory.
I want that to... That's my Star Wars. Right
That's
there.
my canon.
That's my canon for Skippy.
The first time I heard it, I thought it was like actually something in Legends.
It sounds like something that Legends would make.
That's why I love it.
Because it's such garbo.
It was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I see Skippy, I can't stop but think about that scene.
How he gave his life for R2.
How really he's the biggest hero of Star Wars.
Medal of Honor to you, Skippy.
Skippy. You got the Roomba droid there too.
Roomba.
It was just a big black like oval.
And the Gonk droid.
You had the Gonk droids, which are just generators.
Because they're called... I always find it funny that they're called Gonk droids because they say Gonk.
Well,
that's like that's why they're called Gonk droids.
No, that's also their acronym.
Mm-hmm.
It's GNK.
Yeah, it's not GONK.
Yeah, it's GNK. It's like generator... No, generic... I don't remember what it stands for.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like a power cell, basically. That they felt the need to give life to. It needs to have a conscience.
Right. Yeah.
Tashi Station!
Tashi Station, about to pick up some power converters.
And Uncle Owen's, there's the crotchety old man.
Yeah, won't let Luke go to fly school.
Won't let Luke go to fly school.
He's like that dad who's like, I never followed my dream, so I'm going to keep you on the farm as long as I can, help me out until you follow your dream, you know?
You're not allowed to leave. Well, he's trying to keep him safe.
From who? Vader?
Well, just from being a Jedi.
Yeah.
Jedi that's a dangerous life.
That's fair.
You throw yourself into the line of duty.
And then do you know what happens next?
The bathing scene?
There's a bathing scene?
They bathe 3PO.
Oh, yeah.
in the oil bath.
I don't even remember that.
That is what happens next.
But
Draining bolts.
Luke finds the message.
And he is fully torqued.
He sees his sister, who he doesn't know is his sister. He's like, who's the princess?
Ooh.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, he's fully torqued.
Fully ready.
He's pissed when R2's not showing the rest of the message because he was going to use that night. He's going to be like, R2, print me out a copy of that. Or fuck it, you can just sit there. You're my droid, you can watch.
Oh my god.
What? Are you saying that's not what he wanted to do?
That's exactly what he wanted to do.
He was so upset when the hologram turned off.
He needed something to help the moisture farming, if you know what I'm saying.
But by the way, how the fuck do you have a harvest season for moisture farming?
I don't even know what moisture farming is.
You farm water.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's Star Wars.
Because they started talking about, like, that's the big reason why Luke can't leave is because the harvesting season is about to start. And I'm just sitting here like, wait, you farm water? What the fuck is a harvesting season?
You gotta harvest the water.
Aren't you doing that all year round?
No, only during the season.
But Tatooine's a desert. There is no wet season.
Right.
That's why you need moisture farmers. This was so
George
funny
Lucas
to me.
was a visionary.
He was, rest in peace.
But yeah. Luke, he's trying to find out. He's like, "Who's Obi-Wan Kenobi?" It's not old Ben Kenobi, the old hermit.
Old hermit, who's 60 but looks like he's like 90.
Hell yeah!
Because the original time gap between the prequels and 4 was supposed to be way longer.
Mm-hmm. But then they're like, "Oh, we'll cast a 60-year-old as Obi-Wan and like a 19-year-old as Leia." And they're like, "Oh fuck, we gotta choose one or the other."
I'm like, oh no.
But yeah.
You know, Tatooine's just a harsh place. You age pretty quick there.
Well, yeah, we're about to learn how harsh of a place it is. Because Beru calls Luke, and they're like, oh shit, gotta go Aunt Beru, and then R2's And R2's outie. He bouncing
He
out.
gonged.
He's
He
like,
wants
I need to go find
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. And then Luke comes back to find them
Gone.
and they gotta go find R2.
They find the Tuskens.
The Tusken.
They track down R2 really quick.
They do. Well,
I mean, they kind
have
of...
you seen Luke's speeder?
It is a pretty fast
High
speeder.
quality. It didn't give him that much when he sells it later, but...
I like that. I like the design of it.
I love the when we used to go to like stores, they had like the mini one for kids,
the little
like
land
Toys R
speeder.
Us and shit.
I had one of those.
Did you?
Not like one that you could actually drive in, but
Oh, okay. I thought you meant one of those.
I had toys of them.
Yeah. I thought you meant like.
I wasn't a rich kid.
I thought you meant like the one, like an actual chargeable one you could sit in, and I'm like, damn.
The only sizable Star Wars toy I ever had was that I had a Millennium Falcon about the size, around a bit smaller than this table.
Mm.
So, not something I could ride in for reference.
But yeah, Dan.
You have Tusken Raiders. I've always liked Tuskens.
Tuskens are cool.
They're interesting. And you have from Galaxy of Heroes. He's the
Tusken
one who hits Luke.
Yeah.
And screams his name at him. He's just trying to say hi.
I remember.
Hi, I'm
gonna kill you with my stick.
I wish our friend Tegan was here. He's really good at doing the Tusken noise.
Is he?
Yeah, he does a good Tusken. And yeah, and then Ben scares him off with a shriek of a crate dragon.
Mm-hmm.
The original version of that, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have the scream, so it's like really weird.
Is it? Yeah.
I think he just like yells something at him. I don't remember though. I know the scream is added in one of the versions. I don't remember what he actually does in the original though.
I'm sure, because these movies have been edited in such hell that I don't even know what the originals are supposed to be.
But I know it's just funny because, you know, it makes way more sense for him to have like a wild scream that scares the Tuskens away instead of just being like, "Hey!" You know, like if he just yells at them, why the fuck would they run away?
That's true.
So
they're scared of Obi-Wan.
The crate scream makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And you have Lucas decided to put a rock in front of R2 while he was hiding there in one of the special editions, which means R2 couldn't have gotten back there and he can't get out.
Lucas is a visionary.
Lucas is a genius, dude.
Special editions makes this movie so much better.
So that's the thing with the special editions. They are the biggest grab bag of all time. You have some that make sense, like the crate scream, and then you have some that are really dumb, like randomly putting a rock in front of R2, or Jedi Rock from Return of the Jedi.
They don't hate on Jedi Rock.
Jedi Rock was terrible. That's like the most prequels you could ever get in the original trilogy was putting that in.
I'm sure it's not that bad.
It's pretty bad. Just put a full-on fucking musical number.
Hell yeah.
In the middle of Jabba's palace. No, it's like with lyrics. It's one of the long mouth people.
The ones that
Snoop.
dated R2 or
R2?
No, who from
Zero
Wars?
the Hutt?
Zero the Hutt, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the long mouth thing, and it's like, but it just sounds really bad. Like it's like Star Wars hip hop.
Oh, okay.
It's just really bad. That's the most prequels they ever get. But then you have other good changes. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
This one is littered with a lot of bad changes, especially when we reach Mos Eisley.
Well, how Jabba's a person now. I mean, that used to be a person.
Because that was originally a deleted scene.
But they put it in.
They put it in when they made the digital version of Jabba. To have Jabba.
So is Jabba
there.
just never in the movie?
Jabba's not in the movie at all until... Jabba's not physically seen until Return of the Jedi. He's mentioned constantly, but he's never seen until Return.
Okay.
That's why he looks so bad in this one, because it's one of Lucas's prequel edits.
Yeah.
And the original scene is just a big fat guy there. And so Han is like circling him, and there's one scene where Han like walks right behind him. And in this version, since it's the CGI Jabba, they're like, oh, well, Han's walking right on his tail. What do we do? So they have Jabba scream when he steps on his tail. Which, in my opinion, if that was Jabba would just kill him for that. He's a mob boss.
Yeah. Y'all some of my tail, son. But he is one of his best bounty hunters.
He's not a bounty. Best smugglers. Still, he owes him a lot of money, and he just stepped on his tail?
He's a good pilot who flies a hunk and chunk. Plot armor, you know?
I know plot armor, but I'm just saying. If I was Jabba, I would have been like, alright, you're in the Rancor pit now.
For sure.
And Chewie.
No. Chewie would have fought him.
Yeah, Chewie would have fought him. That's why you throw him in the Rancor pit.
Chewie and Jabba would have squared up. They would have thrown punches.
Like Chewie versus Unkar Plutt.
Yes, and we all know who won that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the Han Solo. I like the bar scene.
The cantina.
Yeah, I like the cantina a lot. I like the butt face guy.
No, I hate them.
No, but I like it because they're so like over the top.
Right before this, I really like that we get to see them use But before this, obviously Luke and Obi-Wan tells Luke about the Jedi stuff and his dad, and I like how when we're on our way to the cantina, I like the seeing the Force powers,
Seeing the mind trick.
For the first time.
Yeah, I really like seeing that. One other thing I actually do want to mention that has always seemed weird to me is because the reason why Luke's able to go along with this is because Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru died.
Oh yeah, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, they gone.
They were because the Imperials tracked them.
Not a surprise.
And
Luke did not give a fuck.
Luke just didn't care.
He's like, okay, I'm never coming back to this planet.
Like, I get, as a viewer, it obviously doesn't affect us at all, but God, those were your parents, Luke.
For your whole life.
For 19 years.
When you didn't even scratch an eye, bat a limb, whim, I don't know what kind of words I'm trying to say.
He just, looked at him, looked away. He looked kind of sad, but then he just drove away and was like, all right, I'm ready to go.
He's like, I'm never coming back to this place.
He was more broken up when Ben dies.
Right? He was so broken
And even then, he recovered pretty quick, too.
Mm-hmm.
But at least with Ben, it makes sense, because he only knew Ben for, a few days.
Yeah.
That always seemed weird to me. Your parents die, and it's just, okay. Luke's just like, good, now I can go to flight school. Don't gotta stay for another season.
And does he go to flight school?
No. He's already a good enough pilot.
Yeah.
Flight sims or whatever.
Him and Biggs used to fly.
They used to fly sky jumpers and shit.
Back in the day.
They used to fly around the canyons.
You think Biggs had that mustache when he was 10?
I choose to believe he came out of the womb with that mustache.
He never hasn't had the mustache. That sounds like it. Do you think
absolute pussy slaying mustache?
Do you think Luke knew that Aunt Beru his grandpa just bought his grandma?
Klieg Lars.
Yeah, you
in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, bought Shmi.
I mean, to be fair, Lucas didn't even know.
That's fair. I want to know the little book that happens in between these. In between, we're just Luke growing up with Aunt Beru.
Isn't that what the Obi-Wan show will have parts of?
Well, I'd assume so, but it's not gonna be all about that. It's gonna be about. I can't talk today.
I'm
very stuffy. It's all about Obi-Wan
and a familiar face.
Uncle Owen.
Allegedly.
Uncle Owen's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
What's his name's reprising his role?
But I think they meant
Joel Edgerton.
I think they meant a villain. I could be wrong though.
Kira?
Why would she be If Kira knows where Obi-Wan is, then wouldn't Maul know?
That's true. It's Vader.
When Vader doesn't find him either.
It's gonna be Vader. I'm calling it.
But Vader doesn't find him.
There's a story that makes sense there.
What is he leaves Tatooine? He has a little segment where he's like, "Fuck Luke, I'm leaving."
Yeah, because Luke spilt milk on him or something. Spilt blue milk. He's
like,
"You spilled blue milk for the last time."
Now I damn you, so that when you're old, you have to suck the green milk right out of an animal's tit. Creatures in Star Wars and their non-normal milk.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
then Tatooine, the bar. You have Obi-Wan cutting off a guy's arm and it has blood. Even though lightsabers are supposed to cauterize.
We also get one of the funny lines from Obi-Wan up to this point when they're getting chased by when they go back to the Jawa thing. They find out Beru's dead.
No.
2 little fun facts. Obi-Wan says the line, "Only stormtroopers are so precise," which is hilarious because we all know stormtroopers are not precise.
Especially in Return of the Jedi.
Especially in this one too, when they're intentionally not precise. On top of their bad shooting to begin with.
Yeah.
And one of my another side bit here, which we just found very interesting, is they're just cremating the Jawas.
Just for no reason.
They're just burning all the Jawas. They're like, oh shit, Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru looked like they were burnt, so let's burn the Jawas.
Well, they were they started burning them right as Luke left.
Yeah, I want to understand what's the reasoning. I'm actually going to Google this right now.
Why would R2 and 3PO agree to cremate them? I feel like 3PO is now racist against them. Next time they see a Jawa, 3PO's like, ugh, I hate those things. He just hates their whole species now. It just seems funny to me that they cremated him. I just have to assume old Ben is the one who told him to do it, though. Because, old Ben, Jedi, nice guy.
Yeah, nice guys like to burn people.
But that's how Jedi. That's how Jedi go out. They cremated Qui-Gon.
I love how for the Wikipedia or the Star Wars Wiki, they have a section for cremation.
Yeah, because Jedi are always cremated.
And then it talks about the Jawas.
It does. Well, it's like how there's a fucking Wikipedia page for breast. Because apparently we don't know what that means in the Star Wars universe.
I just don't get why were they burning them.
It's got to be Obi-Wan because it's tradition to burn the bodies.
Maybe they weren't maybe something I just read might have said maybe they weren't trying to attract like creatures who would eat the dead bodies. Well, also they're leaving, so why do they care?
I was gonna say they were gonna be leaving.
They outed.
Maybe he was afraid they were gonna become White Walkers.
Because we all know, Zora High is coming in the sequel trilogy, and his name is Kylo Ren.
Fuck. Fair enough.
So
you have all the extra CGI on Mos Eisley, and it's super obvious which ones are added in.
It's bad.
So if you ever watch A New Hope, the newer versions, you'll see the stormtroopers are sometimes riding these lizard creatures called dewbacks.
Dewback!
Every single one of those is CGI, and they all look bad.
Yes.
No exception.
When you add CGI to a movie that was made 20, 30 years ago, it's just going to stand out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Especially, back when this was all practical.
Yeah.
Because that was the only way.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas is a true artist. We need him back, as the Star Wars haters like to say.
Yeah. But we're at the cantina. The butt beard and nose guy are just like...
Butt beard?
Butt chin and ball chin and nose guy are like...
Fuck's wrong with you, kid?
Just squaring up with Luke for no reason. It's like, I don't like you.
Luke's like, I'm minding my own business, dude. Luke didn't do anything to piss him off. He's just like, I'm sorry, I'll be careful.
And he's like,
and then
I don't like you either.
And then Obi-Wan's like, let me buy you a drink. Come on, let's handle this civilly. And he just fucking pulls a gun on him.
And then Obi-Wan cuts their arms off.
No, he only cuts one. He cuts off Buttface's arm.
Does he kill Nose Guy?
No, they're both alive.
Oh, that's sad.
But it's a bunch of blood there. Talk,
No tread tires in Star Wars, but lightsabers can do blood in the original trilogy,
And only this one time in the original trilogy. Mm-hmm. So the next one, when Luke's hand gets cut off, there's no blood, as it should be.
What about when
Jawa? They cauterize.
What about the Wampa?
The Wampa, there might be I think there's blood on the Wampa because it was eating a Tauntaun.
Mm.
I don't know if there's blood from the stump.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out next week.
I guess we will. But that always seemed funny to me.
Yeah.
So I was always just like, what? Why are you bleeding?
What? That's not my Star Wars.
I love all of the Legends explanations they had behind that. There was 8 of them for trying to explain it.
And what was the best one?
I always liked the one where it was like Obi-Wan didn't use his lightsaber in so long that it had dimmed out.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It wasn't hot enough. At least I think that was a Legends thing. That might have just been a fan theory.
Either way, dumb.
Because it sounds even dumb by Legends standards. Especially because in Legends there are scenes in between 3 and 4 where Obi-Wan fights.
Right.
It's literally just they hadn't made the rules yet.
Yeah. But yeah, then
you got McClunky.
We meet Han Solo and his partner Chewbacca,
the Pussy Slayers
of the galaxy.
Han's just swindling them.
Mm-hmm.
17,000 credits, and Luke's like, "I'll get my own ship and fucking fly it. I'm a good pilot."
Yeah.
Luke does have Anakin's cockiness in this movie.
He very much does.
He's always just like, I'll do it myself then, sort of. It's that Skywalker blood.
Right? Like, I can do this.
I can do it. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
I don't need the high ground to win.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's my favorite Luke quote. He says it to Vader.
I don't need the high ground to win. I got my mom.
I got Aunt Beru.
Aunt Beru for Narnia.
Yay! And then you got McClunky.
Yes,
got Greedo.
In the Disney Plus version, they fix it for a third, fourth time.
No, they actually didn't fix it. Greedo still shot.
I don't think he did.
He did. I saw the blaster bolt. I was looking for it.
But it wasn't as much of a, like...
It wasn't
CGI head move.
Yeah, it wasn't Han's head.png being moved to the side.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen, like, the version before the Disney Plus one, it's literally they go in, like, Photoshop, take Han's head, make it its own image, and just drag it to the side to have him dodge a blaster bolt, because Greedo's point blank.
Mm-hmm. And
it just looks so bad. Look it up if you can find it.
What does McClunky mean again?
McClunky, from what I've read a couple different things, but the main one that I read was that I think it means I'm going to shoot you now, is what it literally translates to.
And that's what I like to scream before I shoot people.
I'm going to shoot you now! I don't understand. There's nothing wrong with Han shooting him first.
Nothing at all.
He knows Greedo's there to kill him, and Han's not a good guy. That's the fucking point. Why Lucas is so obsessed with this one fucking scene? Because the McClunky scene is not a Disney edition. It was the final Lucas edition that didn't make it to a DVD because Disney bought Star Wars before he put it out. They came out and said that. So Lucas fucked with it again, like for like the fourth time.
But once he sold Star Wars, he had nothing else to do. He's just like re-editing them.
Why? He's so obsessed with this one scene.
How do you think his like small films that no one will ever see are going?
The ones with like action figures?
Yeah, remember I said he was gonna make films and he was never gonna show anybody?
Just for him?
Yeah, just for him. How do you think they're going?
They're probably in a midichlorian right now.
Yeah? You think he's like...
This is cinema!
Do you think any of them are like, just like amazing, like high quality masterpieces of the cinema?
I'm sure if you posted this question on Reddit, you would have at least 100 responses saying, "Well, I'm sure they're better than Last Jedi." Guaranteed, because that's the easy joke and it gets you a lot of upvotes.
Yeah.
Updoots.
God, I hate people.
It's just like I just love imagining Lucas just with like
with an updo
with a camcorder in front of him, and he's just slapping action figures together.
Yeah, he's like, you don't know your brother and sister.
I meant they were fighting.
Oh.
And he's like, no, shut the fuck up, Padme. This is happening whether you want it or not. He's rewriting it the way he envisioned it.
He's like, I couldn't go with my full vision, otherwise the public would hate it even more.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be allowed to show it in America. So yeah, I think.
And then they bail out of.
They bail out of Tatooine,
and then that's it for Tatooine.
Yep.
But now we get to the Death Star.
The Death Star.
How much do you think that picked up?
Looks like about half of it.
Perfect. See,
you have the first thing that happens.
This is my favorite part of the movie.
Yes.
I like the Death Star stuff.
Yes, I agree.
I like
that it's more like infiltrate-y.
Yeah, I like them all being together.
Yeah.
Them releasing Leia. I love the trash compactor scene, even though it's kind of cringy at some points, but I love it.
But it's like
it's funny. I like it.
It's like campy.
Yeah.
So it's like, Yeah.
Honestly, I think the trash compactor scene is my favorite scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I like the obligatory alien creature that has to be there.
Yeah.
I love
3PO. Where could he be? 3PO. 3PO.
Where is he? I don't know where he's at.
3PO. He's like so over the top.
I love it though.
It's actually really hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's just really fun. But like I like how before that you have Alderaan getting blown up.
R.I.P. Bail Organa, you were a hero of the rebellion. We love you forever.
I always just find that scene kind of funny because it's like Leia's resisting the mind probe, the truth serum, because she's force sensitive, and Jedi are resistant to that, which I feel like automatically should have tipped off Vader a little bit.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're strong-willed enough, apparently. I don't know. It's weird. But, so they're like, alright, well, let's blow up Alderaan. And they're like, Leia, if you want to give us a better target, you can, and we won't blow up Alderaan. And she tells them Dantooine, and then Tarkin's like, kill Alderaan. Like, you're far too trusting. Why would you think I would just take your word for it?
Right. And she lied anyway. So.
Yeah, she lied anyway. But it's just funny. Like, I like that scene where it's like, you're far too trusting.
Yeah.
They won't make a good example because Dantooine's out in bumfuck nowhere. That's all Rebel bases are.
Yeah, I really just like once they all get together. I love how Han talks to Leia.
Your worshipfulness.
She calls him your worship and your worshipfulness multiple times. I'm like, that's hilarious. He's like, oh, you're a princess. You got money or whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I really do like the scene where Han's like, I don't want to go. And then Luke just like leans over his shoulder. She's rich.
He's like, will I get paid? He's like, yes. I better get paid or it's your head.
He's like, you'll get paid more than you can ever imagine. I don't know, kid. I can imagine quite a lot.
Yeah, but this is the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I like the Death Star a lot. My only problem is, like I said, I feel like it's a little too venomous for my tastes.
Yeah. Venomous. The heat is real.
Like, just to me personally, it feels more like out of, like, I don't know. It just feels very different from how it is in 5 to me.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to compare it when we watch it, but yeah. I really do, once they're all together, I think it's the funnest part.
It's definitely the funnest part, and it's hilarious. I love how they talk to each other because it's funny. I just think it just makes me not like them as much.
I like it. I think it's charming.
Yeah, it works differently for different people.
I really like, too, another scene I really like in this area is when they're capturing Leia and Stormtrooper Luke comes in, and she's like, aren't you a little short for a Stormtrooper? And I love how she's just sleeping in that pose, though.
Yeah.
Like, she's in that pose where it's like, I'm posing for a magazine, I'm trying to be sexy.
Yeah.
And she's just, like, sleeping that way. She wakes up, she's like, aren't you a little short for a Stormtrooper? I'm just like, that's funny.
Lucas. Well, Lucas is the one who said she couldn't wear a bra because they wouldn't wear bras in Star Wars.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Lucas is gross.
Lucas said that.
That's, she's only 19, too.
Was Carrie actually 19?
Carrie was 19 when they filmed these.
Oh, they're actually the same age as their character.
I don't know about Hamill, but...
Well, I just mean she's the same age
she
as
was 19
Leia.
when she did this.
That's interesting.
Oh,
I feel like people are never the same age.
This
as
is
their
always
character.
funny because her and Harrison actually got together on set, and she was
I
like,
did hear about
he was
that.
like 35 or whatever.
I mean, she's over 18.
Yeah, but still, Lucas been like, you can't wear a bra.
You can't wear a bra for its space.
God, Lucas is
Lucas was Jabba.
Here's a hot tip for y'all, you people watching out there. Don't name your kid George, because he'll get overweight and look like a creep and try to write books. They'll be good books, but he'll be a creep.
I'll write weird porn in them, like Railroad.
Like Railroad, yeah. Or George, well, how George Lucas wants to.
Look how George Lucas wants to draw like a full-on fucking rape scene.
Where?
Episode 2 and Episode 6.
Oh, the Leia stuff?
Yeah, I feel like, well, why else would Jabba have her in a metal bikini right in front of him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My mind never jumped to rape for that, but...
He's a gangster!
I know, but... It's Star Wars!
And he put her in a metal bikini!
Yeah. I don't know. My mind never went there.
And it's Lucas!
Alright, his name's George.
If it wasn't Lucas, I could see it being anything else. But it's Papa Lucas.
Don't call him Papa.
Yeah, I really like the I like how much they use Chewie here. Like, I like when they're going into the detention wing, it's because he's a prisoner.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh no, he's free, and then they hand him a blaster.
He just tosses the gun. Also, when they're escaping here, there's a scene where, like, obviously, it's clear at a certain point that the Stormtroopers aren't trying to hit them. There's Vader's trying to track them. But there's a scene where they're shooting at Leia, and one of the Stormtroopers just, like, jumps and drops.
He just
like,
falls over.
Like, he, like, jumps up, goes, like, body first and just, like, drops,
he, like, dolphin dives.
Yeah.
It's when they're at the bridge that's out,
Yeah.
and Luke blasted the controls so they can't get the bridge, and he's like pulling out like 8 yards of string out of his belt.
He's doing his clown tricks.
Yeah, and Leia's shooting at the Stormtroopers up on another balcony, and the guy just jumps to the ground.
Like he's about to do the worm or something.
Well, I imagine from his point of view, it was like, well, Vader said we can't kill them, so why should I risk my life?
Right.
So just fall to the ground.
I don't blame him.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
Because there's no way they can miss that badly.
Yeah.
Like, at least, you know, like, later on, when they're, like, boarding the Falcon, they're at least kind of far away, but they're, like, right there, and they don't hit them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it is funny because Leia even knows that they're just being tracked.
Yeah, which is weird because she leads
them back to Yavin.
Like, if you know they're being tracked, how would you lead them back to Yavin?
You think he would go to like back to Tatooine and get on a different ship or something?
Go back to Dantooine.
No, the Empire's there now. Go to Naboo or something. No, that's a high Imperial planet. Go somewhere we don't know yet. Go to Crate.
The more we talk about this movie, the more I don't understand how this is somebody's favorite Star Wars movie. Like, of all of them, especially the original trilogy, how is this anybody's favorite?
Well, I mean, you can say that really about almost any of them.
No, just this one.
No, but
it makes sense that, like, Phantom Menace might be your favorite if you like bad movies. But, like...
But it's like it's kind of like as if, you know, it's the one that they grew up with. So
it's like Your Revenge of the Sith and My Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, they have that bias.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you know, it's the one they grew up with.
It's a good movie, but, like...
It's a great movie. I agree, it's definitely not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to like where we rank this movie.
No. Yeah, it's definitely not my favorite, but... You know, it's the same thing as our biases towards 2 and 3.
You know how I don't like this movie that much? I like it, but you know how I don't, like...
Love it.
Think about it ever, or, like, rewatch it ever? I don't even have a single quote of dialogue for this episode to recite and dissect an impactful quote that I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
other than your worshipfulness.
Your worship.
Also, actually, one of my favorite quotes, it's not a quote, but, like, when C-3PO finally stops the trash compactor, and they all start celebrating, he's like, listen to them! They're dying, R2! I screwed up!
Curse my metal body!
I thought that part was hilarious.
That was absolutely hilarious. I also just love fucking Hamill's intensity during that whole scene.
Yeah, he's just on, like, a different level. He's just like,
3PO! Where could he be? The dice! The dice! We did see the dice.
We did see the dice once.
They are there.
They're on Han's Falcon.
They're always there. I was actually looking for them this time.
But, like, when this movie was made, they weren't as important as they wanted them to be.
No, not at all.
Will we see the dice in episode 9?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
They'll still be on the Falcon. Lando will take them and give them to Kira when she shows up and is like, "Hi, Rey, I'm your mom." Because we got time for that, right?
Yeah. I don't like that it's only going to be 2 hours and 21 minutes now.
Right?
It's so sad.
I want it to be like 4 hours.
Did you see, they're doing, like, a lot of press stuff right now for it, so, like, they're on, like, all the morning shows and late night shows. Apparently somebody, one of the people on one of the crew lost their script. It was under their bed.
It was John Boyega.
Yeah, it came out today that was Finn. I'm like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I read that. I saw that on Reddit this morning that it came out that it was Finn.
Yeah,
he was just like, it was me.
Because Jay's just like, I'm not going to tell you. And then they talked to Daisy about it. She's like, it's not me. Well, the person who is it might be coming on the show this week. So you'll have to start talking to people.
Man, almost ratted him out.
Well, I'm sure everyone's doing the rounds.
Papa Mouse just went and found him and gave him a stern talking to. Well, from what I heard like it got sold, but it was LucasArts that bought it.
Maybe, probably, I don't know.
Like just to get it back so it wouldn't go somewhere else and circulate around the internet.
But also, Finn also said today, or John Boyega said, he doesn't know the ending of the movie. So,
well, they probably recorded more than one.
Yeah, so probably also too that it wasn't in the script, so that's good.
Well,
leaks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, because there have been leaks about the whole movie for the longest time,
yeah.
And a lot of people say they're really bad. I feel like it's just JJ's mystery box.
Yeah, I'm sure he's leaking stuff intentionally.
Yeah,
he always does that.
Yeah,
like for the role of not Zam Wessel.
Zam Wessel.
Zori Bliss. He put out a name from Legends that people would start like guessing like if it was like the Rey's mom, the Mora Jade kind of people.
Oh, okay.
He had just to get people on their toes.
I feel like that's what I would do.
Oh hell yeah!
I just put out a bunch of fake leaks that are like really bad.
Right.
That's how you hamper expectations, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people who are going to go and wanting to hate it anyway are going to hate it no matter what.
Yeah. This is the one time a year I watch late night shows just to watch the clips
Just
of
to
the Star
see.
Wars actors. Like Daisy Ridley doing that rap on Fallon. Like, if I couldn't love her even more.
But back to A New Hope.
Yeah. We're done with New Hope. Let's keep talking about episode 9. No, but yeah. Death Star.
We have Obi-Wan seeing how many safety codes can the Death Star violate. The tractor beam controls are on a tiny little platform with no guardrails.
That's the way the Empire makes sure their people are precise, because, like, if you don't do your job, you're going to die, and we only want good people on our job.
Yeah, because that's how the Empire rolls.
Yeah.
They're basically just the Separatists, overwhelmed with numbers.
Pretty much. They're not competent.
No, they're definitely not.
Yeah, but do we really have much else to talk about? And then we get to Obi-Wan versus Vader.
Yeah, we have the Obi-Wan versus Vader fight. That's about it.
Obi-Wan versus Vader is an interesting fight because
it means a lot.
It's more emotional than, like, an actual good fight. And, like, it has, like, so many good quotable lines. But also the fight's clearly the first lightsaber fight they ever did, so...
Yeah.
It's very...
I always feel really bad, because I know Sir Alec Guinness, like, felt really bad about that fight scene.
Not being able to do it well?
Yeah, from what I've read, he always regretted, he always thought everyone would hate it, because he was old and he couldn't do any fancy moves.
I actually really like it, mainly because, like, Obi clearly sacrifices himself at the end, lets Vader kill him.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I don't like about it is that, like...
I think it's very reminiscent of what Luke does in Episode 8. So the people can get away.
No, yeah.
New Hope can get away.
Yeah,
They're New Hope. They're not the last of the Jedi. It's very Obi-Wan. I don't like
but Obi-Wan's not there to, like, kill Vader, obviously. He's there to die, but it just seems weird that Vader's not, like, really doing much.
It doesn't help that we just got that Rogue One prequel where he just wrecks people's lives.
Right.
But I really like that scene, though. And I don't like...
I like it as a scene. I don't like it as a fight.
Yeah. I won't let it be the last ranked fight on our list. I won't.
It'll be right above it.
We'll see. I won't let it be last, just because of the emotional stakes of the fight. And I think, like I said, it's very reminiscent of Kylo versus the Ghost of Luke. And I think this scene helps support Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Because that's what Luke's doing in Episode 8.
Yeah. No, I agree. It definitely helps. I'm just saying that I just feel it's a little weird.
What, as like an actual fight?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not a good fight, but like
that's
everything else, like the reason they're fighting, the stakes of the fight, what's happening,
yeah. But that's why
the words they're saying to each other.
But that's why I don't
it's
want
all top tier.
That's why I don't want it ranked much higher than bottom, because it's not a good fight. It's a great moment, but a bad fight. We'll talk about it when we get there, though.
Yeah, I think it's at least better than some of them. But yeah.
Well, it's definitely better than one of them.
Yeah, I think it's better than like the bottom two.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
We're almost there, so
yeah.
We ain't much left to talk about. And then that allows them to escape. And where are they going? Yavin 4. What does Princess Leia say? We're probably being tracked. So where do we take him? The Rebel base. Let's go straight to Rebel base. We're being tracked probably, so let's just go to the Rebel base.
Let's just go home, yeah. The government can't find us.
Right?
Little weird.
Little weird.
Little weird. Especially because we know Han doesn't even want to go with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like Han would be more than okay just to
duck it out.
Go somewhere else. Or like, and then have Chewie like guard the Falcon, then him go with to get the reward and then come back to wherever the Falcon is.
Mm-hmm. But also that he's being tracked. I don't think Han will be left alone with the Falcon.
Well, but then, or like have it be like, okay, we'll stop somewhere and get rid of the tracker. You know? Because there's something on there that's tracking them. They said it was a homing beacon. So just find it. I'm sure you could find it eventually. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
It's definitely a weird strategic move, but...
Yeah.
But of course, you know, it worked in the Empire's favor here. But then, of course, they returned the favor by not being able to go around Yavin very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Which I get is because it's a big station, so it can't really go very fast outside of light speed.
Mm-hmm. And
hyperspace lanes, you can't, like, go just around the planet. But I don't know, I feel like I would have calculated a better route.
To Yavin?
Yeah. Because I'm sure there are multiple lanes that go near there.
You could have gone to multiple lanes, just throw them off, you know. No, the tracker's up there.
But I mean, like, if you went through, like, another lane that led you to the other side of Yavin, so you could just appear there, blast them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
They're trading competencies here.
Right, they're both shitty people. Or shitty strategics.
Shitty.
The Rebel Alliance and the Empire have never been good at strategy.
No. Not at all.
Yeah, here we get the trench run pretty much. Luke's excited. His boy Biggs is back. His stash better than ever.
Oh.
He gives a little peck on the stash. And then they're like, Biggs, this is like old times. They're like, do you want a new droid? He's like, fuck no. R2 and me have been through a lot. We've been together for like 2 days.
R2E.
That's a throwback to Clone Wars.
And you have the scene where Luke's like trying to get Han to stay, and Han's just piecing out with his like 8 bags of credits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking Christ, he wasn't kidding you would get a good reward.
He saved the princess, baby.
And he still owes money to Jabba.
Right?
How much money did he owe Jabba?
I don't know, man. A lot.
Well, I guess assumedly he got into more debt after this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then the trench run starts. Well, you have when they're talking about the Death Star plans, and the guy's like, "We can't hit a port that small." And Luke's like, "No, I used to bullseye womp rats back home with my T-16. They're no bigger than 2 meters."
He's like, "Dude, this is a ship, not a gun shooting an animal."
And the guy's just like, "Okay, teacher's pet."
You're trying to get an A+ on this assignment.
Actually, if you carry the 1, you get the right answer.
Yeah.
And the whole time Han's just like, this isn't gonna work.
I'm gonna get some money and
Just
peace out.
out.
I'm gonna go pay Jawa so I can go work some more to pay Jawa some more.
Jawa. So I can pay the Jawas.
Yabba.
Yabba's actually under control by the Jawas.
Hell yeah.
Little did you know. And we start the trench run. The trench run's pretty good.
Yeah, trench run's fun.
Trench run's fun. It's a little weird.
How so?
I feel like the Empire style is just to throw a shitload of TIE fighters at you.
Yeah, like I said, neither of them are good at strategy.
Because
one flaw in the Death Star, but at least they explain that.
Yeah, at least they explain that, but I mean, like, this is...
20 years, 40 years later.
This is the size of a small moon. You have to imagine there are, like, literally tens of thousands of TIE fighters on that station.
Mm-hmm. There's only, like, 15 out there.
They only get attacked by, I think, 10.
But they take a lot of people down. Porkins goes down.
Yeah, because they have the turrets, too.
Biggs and his glorious mustache die.
But, you know, like in Rogue One, we have the scene with the shield gate on Scarif, and it's just the horde of TIE fighters comes flying out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they had the budget, that's what this would have looked like.
Yeah.
It's probably a budget concern, obviously. But it just always seemed weird to me.
Mm-hmm. It is kind
Something
of
the size of a moon only has like 10 TIE fighters on it.
They were cocky. They thought they didn't need much.
Apparently. Krennic wouldn't have let this happen.
I don't know if you know this, Dan, but characters in Star Wars have big hubris problems. They're very cocky.
That's what I like about Hux, because it's so over the top.
Yeah.
It's so, like, comedically over the top.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, don't even send fighters, we'll just chase them. But it's like, he's so hyperbolic.
Well, people always get mad about those kind of things, but, like, they've always been bad at strategy in Star Wars. Like,
yeah.
Like we talked about last week, Grand Moff Tarkin is debatably competent. He shows competence in this movie when he's like, yeah, I'm gonna just not destroy the planet. And then
he's a competent bureaucrat, not a competent military man.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been a military man in a long time. He was a military man back in the Clone Wars. He was he was like Admiral Yularen. He was one of the admirals.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the Empire came about, he was promoted to Moff, which is more of like a governor. I mean, Leia calls him Governor Tarkin. He's been out of it a while, but yeah, he's definitely not tactically competent, but he's like bureaucratically competent.
He knows how to talk to people.
Yeah, he knows how to talk to people, and he's good at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the strategy in Star Wars... I mean, then you also look at the prequels, too. Have a Lucre Hulk, and then when that gets destroyed, all the droids on Naboo get shut down. Great plan, Newt Gunray.
Great plan.
They immediately got rid of that for episode 2.
That's why you were cursed with eggshell eyes.
So strategy in Star Wars, like, I feel like Clone Wars is really the only time we see, like, decent strategy, because it's written by Dave Filoni.
The god, Dave Filoni himself.
Like, there we at least get some good strategy by both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly by the clones. But the movies, yeah, they're always hella incompetent.
Yeah.
Weird criticism of just the new movies.
Yeah.
Like Scarif, I feel like the Rebels are really competent there.
Yeah, they both are pretty confident.
Yeah, they're both pretty decently competent there.
Except Krennic, of course.
Except Krennic, but that, you know, he's another hyperbolic guy.
Yeah. No one will ever be as competent. I can't think of his name.
Bale?
Episode 8.
Right, or episode 8.
Dreadnought.
Oh, Captain Kennedy?
Captain Kennedy. He's the most competent.
I love how he just was a good, like, military actor. Like
officer.
He seemed like he
first order
was
officer.
meant to be an officer.
Right.
Jesus. Should have had the fires on 5 bloody minutes ago!
Just like the guy who they cast as, whoever he's in the new one.
General Pride?
General Pride. He's going to be a great
like military
man.
guy.
Like
good foil to Hux, who's just a moron.
Yeah. 2 hours and 14 minutes, man. 21 minutes.
General Hugs.
General Hugs.
Everybody hates that part so much.
I love it.
That's something I could see Han doing.
Right. It's very consistent, though, with him in the first movie. You talk first, I talk first.
You talk first, I talk first. Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're going to probably get something like that in this movie, too. People are going to hate it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
But
Luke destroys the Death Star.
Yeah, we lost the God Porkins. That was sad.
We lost Biggs.
We lost Biggs.
He takes off his
targeting computer.
He's like, what's going on? Luke, are you okay? He's like, I got this.
Yeah, we don't got to talk much about the trench run because everyone knows the trench run.
Yeah, it's a trench run. They destroyed the Death Star. My favorite part about the trench run is when they're celebrating the trench run and Luke gets out of the ship,
out of his X-wing,
and he sees Leia, and instead of screaming Leia, he screams Carrie, which is Leia's actress's name. And I appreciate how they just kept rolling with it, and like how that was the best cut they had, so they just kept it.
Well, because he was actually like genuinely excited there.
Yeah, and even the subtitles say Leia, but we know he says Carrie.
She runs in saying Luke, and he's like Carrie, and he just jumps down and hugs her. Mm-hmm. It's like it's like genuine happiness.
I really like that moment because even Han's with them, because Han shows up to help.
Yeah,
and like they're all have their arms around each other, they're all happy, and then the R2 gets saying, "Oh, R2's hurt," and then okay, he'll be fine.
Yay! Yeah, that was really funny. Well, because he is just a droid. You can repair him.
Mm-hmm. C-3PO's like, "I'll give you any parts I need. You can use any spare parts from me."
It's like 3PO. It's not that serious,
dude.
Dude.
He'll be fine, dude.
We
just destroyed the Death Star. I think we can go find some spare parts in space.
I think we can go to Tashi Station to get a couple fucking power converters for him.
Yeah.
And Chewie doesn't get to link arms with anyone because no one wants to hug Chewie for some reason.
Yeah.
Chewie just gets the shaft in every celebration ever.
Right. He didn't even get a medal.
He didn't get a medal.
Did he get a new Vandalier at least?
No. He didn't get a hug from Leia in the sequels.
Yeah.
In 7.
See, we'll talk about that later. I'm not going to get into that now. That's the whole thing. Because I have thoughts on that.
Chewie always gets the short end of the stick.
Yeah. As you guys can tell probably in this podcast, this is the Star Wars movie we have the least thoughts on.
Yeah.
The least hot takes, the least things we hate, the least things we love.
It's just a good movie.
Good, fun movie. That's not really...
It's not the best.
It's really not meant to be broken down and discussed too much.
Yeah, because it's...
But I really like rewatching it, how it ties into, like, the character Luke becomes in Episode 8. Because I think rewatching the original trilogy will pick up things that people who hate how Luke ended up, like... Because Rian Johnson, for everyone with The Last Jedi who doesn't like anything that's inconsistent with Luke's character, Rian Johnson really did care and really takes stuff from these movies, but he just loves Star Wars in a different way than other people love Star Wars. And even like the shots, like even when we get to Episode 6, when he has this one moment of weakness, it's very reminiscent of the shot in Episode 8 where he's about to kill Kylo.
It's shot very similarly.
I appreciate that. That shows he at least knows what he's doing and gives a fuck.
Whether you like it or not,
he knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be the fun part about rewatching all those little things with Luke's character. And
in case you don't know, our Last Jedi podcast will be like 8 hours long.
It might be 3 hours long, honestly, because we can talk about that forever.
Yeah, honestly.
Just because the controversy alone.
For that alone, I feel like there's the most to talk about that one. With this one, there's no like big controversy. There's no hot takes. There's no
hot take. I don't have one shit.
Yeah, there's not,
There's it's just a movie.
It's just a good fun movie. That's definitely not my favorite.
To watch just to watch.
Yeah, just to watch. I appreciate I love what it started.
Okay, Dan. You ready to rank those movies?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready to check out our current rankings? Our current rankings. Is this our 5th or 6th one? 6th.
Yes.
Number 5, The Phantom Menace. Number 2, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Number 2?
No, yeah, see, I fucked up. I knew I fucked up. Number 4, Attack of the Clones. Number 3, Solo. Number 2, Revenge of the Sith. Number 1, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Dan, where does this rank in the Star Wars Cinematic Universe?
This'll... My proposition here will be the only hot take I have for this whole movie. I say it goes right below 3.
Right below 3?
Right below Revenge of the Sith.
And right above Solo?
Yes.
I think it's last.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I honestly, like I said, I don't have a strong opinion either way. I'm fine with that.
That's where I think it...
I think Revenge of the Sith is more fun to rewatch.
Which one?
Revenge of the Sith is actually probably more fun to rewatch.
Yeah, definitely.
I think this one is more consistent as a film.
Yes.
But also, like, the highs are really high in Revenge of the Sith. But yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I would say right below Revenge of the Sith, but above Solo.
Okay, our new rankings, Dan. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think everyone's ready for this. Number 6, Phantom Menace. Number 5, Attack of the Clones. Number 4, Solo, A Star Wars Story. Number 3, A New Hope. Number 2, Revenge of the Sith. Number 1, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story.
I can almost feel the anger.
I don't think anything else, though, now will be below 3.
No.
Probably not.
No. I don't think so.
I think those bottom ones are set, and it's just a matter of how the top ones rise to the top. I'm excited.
I've gotten in my arguments to get 3 as high as it can go.
Yes, because if I had my personal choice, I'd probably put a bunch of these above 3, but I don't really care.
But it's so high for me, it kind of balances out where it goes now for a combined list.
Mm-hmm. You ready to rank the fights?
Yes.
Fight. Man, I'm losing my voice.
I can hear it.
My voice is just, like, shot. That's why I have, like, 3 bottles of water right here, just because, like, I knew my voice was going to get dry as fuck.
Good thing this isn't a 2.5-hour podcast.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be, like, a nice 2-hour, 20-minute podcast, you know? I mean, 1 hour, 20 minutes.
I was about to say 2 hour, 20 minutes. We better really start going off on some tangents.
Let's talk about The Last Jedi.
Save it for the Last Jedi podcast.
Okay, now, this is the fun part. I gotta figure out how many
fights there are.
We have. I think, last time it was 10, right?
11. Last time was 10. It was an even number.
No, 12.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was an even number, so it was 12.
We have 12 fights, Dan.
So now we have 13.
Number 12, Grievous vs. Obi-Wan. Number 11, Dooku vs. the Trio. Number 10, Anakin and Obi-Wan vs. Dooku. Number 9, Chirrut vs. Stormtroopers. Number 8, Dryden vs. Kira vs. Han. Number 7, Windu vs. Palpatine. Number 6, Palpatine vs. Yoda. Number 5, the Colosseum. Number 4, Obi-Wan vs. Jango Fett. Number 3, Duel of the Fates. Number 2, Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar. And number 1, Vader the hallway scene. Dan, you say, based on what we were saying earlier, you only think it goes above Grievous Obi-Wan.
I can see an argument for going above Dooku vs. Trio. I don't think it goes. I don't think I would want to put it any higher than above Dooku vs. Trio.
I think it should go below Chirrut vs. Stormtroopers. One more up. I think the Anakin Obi-Wan Dooku fight. Wait, let me think. Because I don't like how Obi-Wan gets knocked out of that fight so quickly. But also, that fight is kind of important for Anakin's character. But I think this is very important for a lot of characters, this fight.
Yes. But I also just think as a fight,
it has to go at least above 2, because they have that bad shot where it's just them.
Yeah, it goes above that.
I'm gonna try to convince
you. I'll give you that one, but I don't think I can put it one higher, because to me it's below Trio versus Dooku. But I know
when at the end in our final podcast, we're gonna do our own lists of these. I want to see our own list of the fights too.
That'll be wildly different.
Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, okay. I want it above Anakin and Obi-Wan vs. Dooku.
It's definitely a better moment, but I just feel as a fight, it is not better. And this is ranking the fights.
Yes. God, no, fuck.
And while I agree, emotional impact is definitely a big part of it. I do think
character arcs
and character arcs and everything is a big part of it. However, I do feel that in order for it to, be up there, it also has to be a competent fight.
I don't think it's an incompetent.
It's not
fight.
Incompetent. Poor choice of wording. It's not incompetent, but it's not great.
It's not revolutionary.
Yes.
Fine, we'll settle for it at 10. No, 11.
11 out of 13. No other fights in this one, right?
Not really.
There's there's
unless we count Han shoulder charging people, where he doesn't actually hit anybody.
What about McClunky?
That's not a real fight.
I
At least nothing higher than Grievous vs. Obi-Wan, so...
Well, there's one I'm going to fight for that. To be lower than Grievous vs. Obi-Wan.
Finn vs. Phasma?
And I was going to say, if we count Boba Fett...
Oh yeah, we might count that, but...
if we count that...
Would you put Finn vs. Phasma above that?
Above Obi-Wan vs. Grievous?
I
have to see it again.
The Dreadnought?
I have to see it again.
Yeah. Because that's going to be one of them.
Yeah, that's going to be one of them. It might be below it, but I have to see it again. I haven't seen it in a while.
I think we're going to do our big controversy is going to be when I'm fighting for the throne room to be number 1.
That will be a big controversy.
Because I love that.
For me, I think that's like 4.
4.
Or 3.
Okay. So, our new rankings. Number 13, Grievous vs. Obi-Wan. Number 12, the trio vs. Dooku. Number 11, Obi-Wan, Vader, Death Star. Number 10, Anakin and Obi-Wan vs. Dooku. Number 9, Chirrut vs. the Stormtroopers. Number 8, Dryden vs. Kira. Number 7, Windu vs. Palp. Number 6,
Palp v. Yoda.
Palp v. Yoda. Number 5, Coliseum. Number 4, Obi-Wan vs. Jango Fett. Number 3, Duel of the Fates. Number 2, Anakin Obi-Wan on Mustafar. And number 1, Vader destroying rebels in a hallway. To follow it up with a fight against Vader, Obi-Wan and Death Star to be way less more significant.
One man takes on 40 dudes all at once. Gone wrong.
Right. That sounds like a bad porn.
It sounds like a bad prank video.
Mm-hmm.
In the hood. Not clickbait. In parentheses, emotional.
So Dan, now we're to the medals.
Medals.
Of bravery, which we see in this movie.
We do see the medals of bravery in this movie.
We usually kind of discuss these beforehand.
We didn't discuss these at all beforehand.
Yes. So
I think there's only one that it can go to for how did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Okay, I'm interested in that because I have one idea for that too.
I think it goes to the Greedo scene.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say.
That's the only one I can see it going to.
I was going to say I was going to give it to Leia for bringing them back to Yavin when they had the tracker on them.
Okay. I could see that.
Because a lot of them are usually things that are like, oh, this scene shouldn't be in the movie, this is bad filmmaking. But also, like, like the Yoda one is just characters making bad decisions. Like, Yoda's smarter than that. Leia's smarter than this.
Okay.
And also, like, the Greedo scene's been fucked to hell so many times that...
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Let's give it to that.
I just think that's bad strategy.
Yeah.
Like, Leia's smarter than this. She's been in the fucking government forever.
And she literally says they're tracking us.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be specifically Leia, just the Millennium Falcon crew.
Yeah, the Millennium Falcon as a whole. Really, the only one who should really have no idea about it is Luke.
Yeah.
Because he's a farm boy.
So they think they're being tracked, and Leia's like, yeah, we're being tracked, so let's go back to our rebel base.
And lead the Death Star there.
Right, who we're trying to blow up. It's like they don't even recognize, do they, like, it's not like they're in a hurry, oh, they're probably coming, so we gotta get these plans, gotta learn how to throw it down.
Yeah, because they didn't...
sense of urgency.
They didn't know they didn't know they were on Yavin until they led them there.
Mm-hmm.
There was no sense of urgency until they landed there with the tracker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that definitely works.
And also, the Greedo one's kind of an easy give. Greedo one's, like, too basic and easy to give it to. I like this one better.
Makes you think more.
Makes you think more.
That's fair.
Okay. And now it's time for the That's So Wizard moment. The best scene or our favorite scene in the movie. And I already know what I want for this. And that's the trash compactor scene. That's my favorite part of this movie. I get the most laughs. It's them arguing and becoming a team, being mad at each other. And C-3PO's funny. Luke's funny. That's my choice. What other ones do you think it could be?
I agree with that. However, I think it's fun just to play devil's advocate. Just to argue for a different one, even if I feel like the trash compactor should get it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the sake of conversation. Because I can also see, just because of how much it means to the franchise, the trench run. Yeah. That is a big thing, or a big moment for the franchise as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most iconic moments.
Yeah. It's either that or the trench run.
Yeah.
I don't see any other two scenes that could be.
No.
But I personally enjoy the trash compactor scene more.
Yeah.
I would say the reasons why I would put the trash compactor scene above the trench run would be like...
It's more fun as a scene.
It's more fun. We get to see our crew of characters like develop together and be in a tough situation. Where like, I get the trench run's urgent, but I don't feel as sense of urgency as much from them. And of course, Alien Monster, baby.
The Dionga. And then with the trench run, you have, like I was saying earlier, the weird strategy of, like, there's no TIE fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both of them deserving.
Both of them deserve it, absolutely. But I say trash compactor because it is the more fun scene. Mm-hmm. It helps you... It makes you feel, more for the characters.
Yeah. And you're more worried in that moment.
And it gives you so many more laughs because it's so, like... It's
funny.
I don't know if it's meant to be played for comedy, but it is hilarious.
Brapio!
Where could he be?
Okay, now this is the hardest one.
The Chosen One.
I have not... Who is the Chosen One, Dan? Who is the one who stands above the pack to lead this movie into the glory land that it is some people's favorite movie? In Star Wars and in film.
You know who I'm going to argue for? I know who I'm going to pick for it.
Who are you going to pick? I have no idea.
Han Solo.
He was one of my choices, too.
He gives the most laughs in this one.
Your worshipness.
Your worshipness? I can imagine quite a bit, and then he kicks Chewie down the trash chute. He's like, I don't care what you smell, get in there. He gives the most laughs, and he's the more, like, because Luke and Leia, I feel, both get better in the next one. Han stays relatively the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this is where he's still pretty much just as good.
Mm-hmm.
And he has his moment where he comes back and saves the day.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my vote.
I would say Han has a shot. Definitely not Luke.
No.
Can't be Chewbacca. No. Can't be any of the droids. I think Leia has a shot, mainly because I don't think she has a shot in any other one. Because I always like to give people shots who don't always have a shot, like we're not going to see them again. Well, we're going to see her again, but I don't think she has a shot. You never know. Leia could win episode 9.
Maybe.
She's in it for probably 10 minutes at all, but she could win.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like...
She has a shot in episode 7, honestly. Not in episode 8.
Not in episode 8.
Hmm.
My argument goes to Han.
I'm going to go with Hondo Ohnaka.
That's a good one. He was really good in this movie. Hondo Chewbacca.
I'm going to try to make an argument for Leia over Han, but I don't know if I believe it. I'm just going to try.
Okay.
Because it's either Han or Leia, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not giving it to Luke.
Definitely not.
Maybe C-3PO. Nah.
He might be at a 9, though.
Yeah, he's lost screen time at 9. Leia gets the plans to R2. I don't have an argument. Like I said, I'm not passionate about anything about this movie other than the trash compactor scene.
I feel like Han's the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has a chance in any of the rest of them.
No.
You know what I mean?
Well, maybe 6, but...
I think there are 2 far superior contenders
Leia
for
probably
6.
has better shot in 6 than he does. And Chief Nebbit. Or Chief Wicket. No, Chief Chirpa.
Return of the Jedi will probably be the only one that I really argue for Luke for.
No, I'm arguing for Hondo for everyone and Rey.
That's fair.
Yeah, let's give it to Han Solo. We get your worshipfulness.
He has a lot of quotes.
You see his character growth when he comes back to help on the Death Tread Shrine. He's funny. He gets them on the ship. He's very vital to the plot of this movie. I probably can't do a lot of stuff in this movie without him.
Yeah, not at all.
So yeah, we'll give it to Han Solo. And the Medal of the Chosen One. The boy who lived. Han Solo. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Dan. That was Road to Skywalker Episode 9, A New Hope. We probably didn't have as much to say on this one, but
I hope it was enjoyable regardless.
I hope you could hear me well, because I feel like I was talking very softly.
He's all fucked
nasally.
up. Right? The Jedi Holocron is sick. It's time for the Sith to strike him down.
Between being sick and me not having a lot of motivations about this film, it was just hard for me to talk about things that I was truly passionate about.
That's fair.
Like, this was stuff I talked the most about was stuff that weren't even about this film when we talked about, like, Last Jedi.
Exactly.
Like I said, I don't have a lot of passion in my heart for this film. I enjoy it. It's a fun movie. I will watch it every year before a new movie comes out. But I will never watch it when I'm feeling down one day or just want to watch a fun movie. That's where The Force Awakens only. That's like my go-to. What's your go-to when you're like, just want to watch a fun movie?
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, mine's probably The Force Awakens.
I always love action, so Revenge of the Sith is always mine.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Stan, on episode 4?
The crinkles. Nope. Like, favorite, subscribe.
Okay.
Those are my closing thoughts on The New Hope. Like, favorite, subscribe.
Well, that has been...
Follow us on Twitter.
The Holocron-Cast, episode 9. We discussed New Hope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. Give us comments. What do you want us to talk about after The Road to Skywalker? Other than Rise of Skywalker, because we'll probably be talking most about. What do you want us to do next? Fallen Order review should be coming. If these don't come out on time, it's okay. We'll probably fuck up.
What other stuff do you want us to review?
Do you want us to review the television show Resistance? We're going to watch season 1 and get caught up and start watching season 2 soon. But what do you want us to review? Sharpies. You want us to review fast food?
Yeah, you want us to review...
You want us to review...
Not even Star Wars.
Star
what else
Wars.
Do you want us to review?
Do
you
want us to branch off from Star Wars? I'd say we should. We want. I know that's something we want to do, but I think we need an audience before we can do that. And then yeah. So thank you all for watching. If you're still here, I appreciate you and I love you. So goodbye.
I, A New Hope, you enjoyed this.